All right, welcome back to another episode of the Cody Tucker Show. As always, I'm your host, Cody Tucker. Today, I'm joined by a very special guest, Goddess Cat. How are you doing?
Good, very good. Thanks for having me.
No problem. I've been looking forward to talking with you. So, yeah, this should be pretty interesting. So, before we, dive into things, is there anything you'd like to promote? Like, where can people find you? All that good stuff.
Oh, right off the bat. Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
My Twitter's Goddess Cat Marie. My Instagram is Worshiping Goddess Cat. And then, of course, I have all those spicy links that all of us girls have as well. And you can find them through my website as well, The World of Goddess Cat.
Amazing. Do you do like OnlyFans? Or, I mean, I think a lot of people have like kind of branched off of like OnlyFans. Like there's so many different versions, it seems
For
like now.
sure. And
Yeah.
that's because OnlyFans really started choking out a lot of the fetish and more risque topics.
Yeah.
So I do have an OnlyFans for my main spicy content. Um,
Mhm.
and like I said, you can find all the links. I have all of them. Pornhub,
Yeah.
all of it.
Hell yeah. Well, not in Texas. My God. Yeah, that's
That's
that's where
right.
I know I'm in Texas, and yeah, they are still keeping that thing locked down. Just what a stupid fucking thing.
It can't last.
You
It,
would think, but I mean, you'd be surprised. This state is one of the most mind-boggling places. Like, I could walk into Walmart right now with like two guns on my side.
yeah,
Perfectly fine. But
right.
boy, if I wanted to go on Pornhub, I mean, there's gonna be a SWAT team diving through my window.
That's crazy to think
It
about, honestly.
Yeah. Oh, I know. It is. Yeah. I like Texas, we definitely like to say, like freedom this, freedom that, and all this stuff. But it's pretty amazing, like the things that we can't do.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
definitely all about personal freedoms. Everyone should
Yes.
be able to make their own choices. I am very pro firearm, but so to
Mhm.
see Texas going so anti-porn was just a little
It's
strange.
crazy. Like, and I'm the same way. Like, I think if you are not hurting another person, you should
Right.
be able to do damn near anything you want.
Mhm.
And I'm like the same way about like firearms. Like, I mean, if you're responsible, I mean, it doesn't matter if you're
Exactly.
hunting or whatever. Like, if you are responsible with it and legally are allowed to have one, why not? I mean, I'm personally not like a huge fan of guns. Like, it just loud noises scare me. So
Oh,
I know
that's
I'm
so
yeah,
cute.
oh, thank you. I know I'm basically like a giant kitten in a lot of ways. So like loud noises,
I love it.
baths, all those kinds of things are terrifying to me. So yeah. But no, like, I mean, obviously I grew up here and around people who hunt and do all that kind of stuff. And fuck it, like you're not hurting anybody. Why not?
Mhm.
So yeah, but porn, I mean, the which I think part of like why I like getting to talk to people like you is like seeing like what the reality of like the porn world is. Cause I think so many people probably just have these like misconceptions about it and
Oh,
think these
absolutely.
horrible thoughts about it.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying there aren't those cases in porn. I'm sure there are,
Yeah.
but probably at no higher rate than any other profession. Like I mean, I know doctors who are horrible people, and
Mhm.
nobody's like protesting hospitals, but
True,
yeah,
exactly. I know. When I first started in the professional industry, a lot of my friends were, like kind of giving me these like, "Are you sure you want to do that? Like, please be careful." And porn isn't what it was 20 years ago or even
yeah,
15 years ago or even 10 years ago. Yes, there's always two ends of that spectrum, but
mhm,
it's very different.
yeah.
Sure.
No, it seems like everyone. I have never talked to someone who afterwards I was like, oh boy, that's like that
Yeah,
person's kind of a mess. Everybody seems
we're
to like completely have their shit together, more
we're
so than I
normal
do.
people.
Like yeah, it's amazing because it and I think you're right. Like if I was doing this, talking to people in the industry 20 years ago, I probably would have a different view
Yeah.
on it, but it isn't. Like it's way more mainstream.
Yep.
I
We are
mean,
your everyday girl next door even. I mean, my neighbors don't know what I do. I mean, they might
oh,
have
they
an
have to
idea
know.
based on, like there's constantly photographers walking in on my out of my house, and, you know, I I dress a little spicier than the normal average woman,
Yeah.
but
Same. Yeah, yeah. No, yeah, they have to know. I
for
mean,
sure.
yeah. There's which is also an interesting thing about porn because people think that, like, that there's a porn look, which there
Mhm.
really isn't. I mean, there kind of is. There's, like, the stereotypical, like, fake boobs, blonde, like that, the Jenna Jameson look. Like,
Yeah.
that's what a lot of people think of, like, in their head. They think of, like, that look. But there's probably more openness in porn than I would think damn near any other, like, entertainment profession.
Mhm.
Like, I mean,
Well, yeah.
actresses, like mainstream actresses don't have that kind of, like, you know, diverse, like, look.
Well, right, and it really boils down to, like, there is a body type and a look for every guy. There's
Yeah.
such a wide range of what men are into that
Mhm.
porn has to be that, diverse as well.
Yes, because you have to have, like, I know a lot of guys tend to kind of boil down into 2 groups, and it's usually, like, the genre guy or like, the porn star guy.
Uh-huh.
You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like, some people, like, they're like, "No, this is, like, my shit, like, the genre that I like." I tend to go with, like, the person, like, porn star. Like, I don't necessarily have, like, a genre that I like. I mean, there's stuff that I'm not into for
Yeah,
sure.
of course.
Um, but yeah, like, I don't like, if I'm searching something, it's usually a person's name. Like, I
Mhm.
become, like, a fan, which is,
Yeah.
yeah, I think so. Did you, like, growing up, like, were you kind of, like, into porn? Like, were you watching a lot of porn, or was it something that kinda came to you later where you're like, "Holy shit, I guess I could do this?"
This was a very natural progression into porn. It's
Okay.
actually a kind of a crazy story, but I was actually a very sheltered child. Um, I was raised by my grandmother, so I'm about 2 generations behind on a lot of things and, like, how
Okay.
strict she was and that sort of thing. So, I really wasn't even sexually active until my early 20s,
Jesus.
and then
Well, you made up for it. My god.
I did. And then
Yeah.
my first marriage, that was actually part of the Mormon church.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So,
Oh,
when
yeah.
I got out of that relationship was really oh, the sex was just awful, but I
Oh,
didn't
of
really know any
course.
better, you know?
Yeah.
He was so boring. Oh my god. On on every aspect of, our lives, it was boring. And
Yeah.
so, the guy that I met and started dating right after my marriage was exactly the opposite, which was exactly what I was looking for. And
Yeah.
it was there that like this whole world got opened up to me. And it wasn't that he got me into it or he pressured me into it
Mhm.
or any of those things that, I think most people would think.
Yeah.
It was that Kat was allowed to be herself with no restrictions, with no
Yeah.
judgment. I mean, he just really embraced whatever I wanted to try. And we ended
Yeah.
up orgies and threesomes, and we started filming ourselves, and then we were like, "Oh god, that is so hot. We should put that on the internet." And then, uh, my ManyVids, like, blew up, and then my
Mhm.
OnlyFans blew up, and then here we are, at 40 years old doing the MILF Next Door
Yeah.
professional porn, and it's been a journey that I've really valued as, like, growth as a person, and no part of it did I ever feel like I was coerced or pushed. It was
Mhm.
really just, "I'm gonna try that, I'm gonna
Yeah.
try this," and I loved it, I loved every minute of it, and the same
Yeah.
thing for getting into femdom as well, like, it was a very serendipitous process.
Yeah. Yeah, that is amazing. To go from Mormon to that, boy, what a transition. I mean,
Oh,
you're
and I
going
have
from T-ball to the New York Yankees. Like, that is I mean, nothing against the Mormons, I guess,
no, no, no,
but
no.
they are the, like, baked chicken breast of human beings. Like like, they're just so boring, and, ain't nothing wrong with that. Be boring if you wanna be boring, but, yeah, to go from that to orgies and, you know, all that, my god, what a leap.
It really was.
That had to have felt amazing.
So liberating. Oh
Yes.
my gosh, and I felt lucky that, like, I did get a divorce, 'cause I
Mhm.
many, many times since then, and it's been like 20, oh god, we won't even date
Yeah.
myself that much, but, many, many times since then, I have thought, like, "Thank God
Yeah.
I did not stay in that boring
Oh,
relationship
could you
because I would
imagine?
not be the person I am today."
No, no, you would be like 5% of who you are now,
Yeah,
which
it's
is yeah. I mean, God, I did not think I was gonna bring up this person, but, I'm a big, like, Friedrich Nietzsche fan.
okay.
So, like, the whole idea of, like, will to power, like, whatever it is that you can do to, like, enhance who you are and, like, your experiences in life,
Yes.
all for it. Like, I'm not,
Mhm.
like, a drug person, but if somebody wants to, like, drop acid and see what happens, which granted, I know I look like the poster boy for LSD, but I am but I somehow am just terrified of drugs. So, but, like, all those types of things, like
Mhm.
exploring yourself, like, sexually, whatever it is that, like, enhances your life experience. We're only here once. I mean, you might as well do the shit that is fun, and,
Oh,
if you're not
absolutely.
hurting anybody, why not? Yeah, that is amazing. So whenever you're doing so I assume you do, like, you take requests, like, do, like, request videos?
Mhm.
I'm always fascinated by this because I love exploring, like, just the weird shit that people are into. What is, like what are some of the just the weird requests that you've gotten where you're like, "Holy hell, this is a thing?"
Okay. I pride myself on being 100% honest and answering questions
Okay.
to the fullest. So I'm going to be honest with this, and this one's it's gonna be a jaw dropper. So
Alright.
not that long into me getting into professional doming, I met a guy who was really into anal play in general, and he the whole spectrum of anal play for himself, for others, all of it. It was just all about the pretty little back button for his custom videos. And he paid an astronomical amount of money for me to go and get a container of strawberries and
Okay.
videotape me putting each of them inside of my pretty little back button and then shipping them to him.
Oh, boy. God. I am not even joking right now. I have chocolate covered strawberries in my refrigerator, and, well, in about 45 minutes when we're done, they are going in the trash. No offense to you, but boy,
None
that is
taken.
a disgusting and I'm not even well, I am kinda judging this guy, but that is a crazy thing to ask someone. Oh my
Isn't it? And
god.
it was like, he had no qualms about it, whatever. He was just like, "This is what I'm into, this is what I wanna pay you to do, and this is what I'm willing to pay you." And I'm like, "You're gonna have to double it to get me to do that." And he jumped on it, and it was like, do I even wanna know what he did with the strawberries when he got them, or, like,
Well,
how
what do you
long they
think he
took to
did with
get
it?
to him, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Like
I mean, they can't travel well.
I
But
know.
strawberries don't travel well in general. It seems as though every time I buy strawberries, by the time I get home from the grocery store, half of them have already gone bad.
Yeah,
Like, "Oh,
I
I
know,
guess you're supposed to just
right?
eat these while you're driving home." So, yeah, for them to be now oh my god.
That is definitely the most bizarre request I've ever gotten. There's tons of foot fetish stuff that
Yeah,
is like, that's I can wrap my head around it, but,
right.
that is definitely the weirdest request I've ever gotten for a custom
Wow,
video.
amazing. I mean, strawberries are I mean, I guess if you're gonna take any food, like, strawberries kind of I mean, at least he's healthy, At least oh my god,
You
it
know,
could be like
after
Milky
this
Ways or something.
I have a feeling after this podcast comes out, there's gonna be a very, interesting stream of custom videos coming to my website.
Yes. Oh, you're gonna be I mean, you're gonna have to go to damn I don't know where you are, but Ralph's, Gels wherever you are, Whole Foods, and you're gonna be putting all kinds of foods up your ass. This is gonna be amazing. Yeah, that is wow, that is incredible.
There was another young man who, was into baby birding, and for me, this was
Oh,
in the
god.
beginning of all of this, it was very weird, like, you know, chewing up something and then, like, spitting them onto my camera, like because it was a POV, obviously, and
Right.
that one to me was a little weird too, but, You know what, on my Snapchat, anytime I show myself eating something, like just
Uh-huh.
this morning, I was eating a piece of pizza and I got 5
This
messages that
morning.
were I was hungover, oh my god, I needed just
I
a
was
sip.
gonna say, what the fuck are you doing? You're putting strawberries up your ass. You can't be, risking those types of things.
I did not feel well this morning, and I was
Yeah.
eating a piece of pizza, and the messages
Hungover
were,
pizza.
"I
Yeah.
would eat that after you chewed it up," and all kinds at least 5 different guys wanted.
Jesus Christ. I mean, I like to think this is a safe space. Maybe it
Great.
isn't, because I'm not into any of that. That is amazing. Yeah, like
You know,
I
tell me, like,
am.
what are you into, Cody?
Um, I mean, I don't know if I have anything that's gonna live up to baby birding or keister and strawberries. Um, I mean, I honestly, I don't know if I'm much of a like fetish person.
Okay.
I kind of understand. So, like, I've talked about this quite a bit. Foot fetishes to me are the weirdest goddamn thing on the planet. I don't get it. It does nothing for me. If you're into it, you're into it. But like, I think I'm just more into like maybe a specific look. Like, I mean, not trying to like kiss your ass or anything, but like the MILF look is like
Mhm.
my go to. So, and I don't know if I consider that like a fetish or a kink or anything. It's more just like a
It's like
type of person.
it's like a sexual preference, like a
Right, right. So I have like that. I don't know that I have. I mean, I like public anything in public, like, but like
mhm.
real public. Yeah.
Yeah.
That I guess that would be mine. So like, yeah, anything where there's like, yeah, not like, getting a hand job in a Target parking lot or something, but like, like full on like people are watching you. Like,
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah. My first experience with, like, public play like that was a swingers party, um, and it was at this beautiful Chicago
Mhm.
mansion that had all of these cabanas all over the backyard. This house was set up to do swinger parties,
Was
and
it
that's all they did there.
Michael Jordan's house?
Yeah. No, it
I
was
know you
not.
can't name names, but that would be amazing if it was. Yeah.
And it was just in this overwhelming, like, "Let's go fuck in one of the cabanas," and
God.
everybody at the party ended up around this cabana. Like, they were pulling up chairs, people were like it was ooh yeah, that was my first experience with public play.
Yeah. See, now we're getting more into like my lane. Like the food stuffs, despite how it may seem, I'm actually not into. But yeah, public stuff. Yeah, that's more like I like the idea of a like kind of like an exhibitionist.
Yeah, that
Like
would be
somebody who is like has the confidence to do that, because it takes a hell of a lot of confidence to have sex in front of other people, I would imagine, like,
it does, and
yeah.
there is a huge element of, like, performance. I love
Hmm.
performing for people in anything. I've been a dancer since I was a young girl,
Yeah.
and so the performance aspect is there, but also, like, there's a certain amount of zoning everyone else out and being so in the moment with your
Uh-huh.
partner that, helps too.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I could see that. So you were always like I mean, even though you had like kind of more of a sheltered upbringing, but you're always like a decently confident person.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. I've been a stage performer since I was 4 years old.
Yeah.
So my
Jesus.
my grandmother put me in dance and she wanted me to be a Broadway dancer and I went the ballroom route, but
Yeah.
yeah, it definitely helps like putting yourself out there in front of a crowd of people to
Hmm.
express yourself artistically.
Right.
Um, there's definitely a crossover into
Hmm.
being in porn with that
For
because
sure.
it is you're expressing yourself as art, and it is a performance.
Right. Yeah. It's body art.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, which, and, I mean, sex is obviously I mean, unfortunately, to a lot of people, like, still a pretty taboo thing. But if you go back in like history, I mean, sex is everywhere in art. Like
Yeah.
I mean, whether it's like the Kama Sutra, like old Greek paintings and shit, and like Greek sculptures that are just people,
No,
going like
exactly.
full on, like, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's a very fascinating world for sure. Like Yeah, that is so do you have certain fetishes that, like, you're into, like,
Oh,
personally? Okay. Like what? Like, what's, like, your
it'd probably be
go-to
easier for me to say what I'm not into, but,
okay.
um,
Okay, we'll go that route. What are you not into? That isn't
I'm
like, you know, yeah.
yeah. I'm not into any kind of degradation or humiliation or anything that's, like, overtly messy. Like, I don't mind messy
Okay.
sex, but when we're talking about, like, covering yourself in food or,
Oh,
any of
no.
the
Uh-uh.
more yuck sort of things, I'm not into that, but my top 3 kinks,
Okay.
are most definitely cuckolding, daddy
Okay.
dom, and,
Okay.
medical play. So anything that is like asylum, restraints, bondage, medical play, and especially like
Okay.
vintage medical play. I have a huge collection of vintage medical gear.
Really?
Yeah, I
That
love
is
being the evil nurse that's like hurting you and you just take it because she's so beautiful.
like a hot Nurse Ratched. I don't know if you ever
Yeah.
saw
Yeah.
Clockwork Orange, but yeah. Which I actually as a kid, I kinda had a thing for Nurse Ratched
Oh,
because,
really?
yeah, 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 yeah. Which come to find out, she was only, like, 38 in that movie, which,
Mhm.
boy, people aged way
Yeah.
faster back then. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, but no, I've always kinda had a thing for, like, not necessarily like femdom, like full on like dominatrix, like abuse. I mean, I wouldn't call it abuse because you're willing to do it, but
Only abuse if it's not consensual.
exactly. So like abuse isn't the right word, but just like, whatever, like physical,
Yeah.
like shit that hurts. I'm not into. But I
I love
do
how you put that.
but I do like the idea of a woman who is like a dominating type of person, whether it's like
Yeah,
sexually or outside of like not even just like a sex thing, but like that's always been kind of like which is probably why I have like a thing for like the like older women because like they tend to be more, like confident in themselves and like kind of know
absolutely.
what the fuck they want.
It's
Which
that power play that you crave.
yes,
I gotcha.
yeah, that's which I don't know if I consider myself a submissive person because I'm definitely kind of a stubborn bastard at times. So, but
Oh,
yeah, but I okay. So when it comes to like dom sub like that dynamic, do you think that if a person, let's say a person is a sub, that that can like be more fluid, or is it just like you are a submissive person, or do you think that
no.
they can easily
Fluid.
transition?
Absolutely, because that is what we call a switch, and I
Okay.
myself am a genuine 100% switch. I could not pick one side or the other. What it
Uh-huh.
is who I am playing with or my partner will either bring out one side or the other. If they are naturally more submissive in a situation than I am, I will take the
Mhm.
lead. But if I feel dominated, I will submit to them.
Okay.
And that is the beauty of being a switch is being able to understand and enjoy both sides of that spectrum.
Yeah. Okay. Because that's what I was curious, like, is because in my brain, which is this may be like just not knowing shit about it, but it just seems like a person who is like a dom, that they would
Mhm.
have a hard time reversing and being on the other end because like that personality type, but it may not necessarily be a personality type, it could just be like a sexual preference more so than a
Yeah.
personality type.
And it also just it depends on how dominant the other person is, you know?
Okay.
If you're not gonna trump me on dominance, I am not going to submit to you. I'm not going to take you seriously. But if you
Right.
do, and you have that air and that power, then I will
Mhm.
definitely fall to my knees and worship your cock.
Put
There's a
that on a
feeling
Christmas
in
card.
it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's because I definitely think, like, to me, the ideal, like, situation is 2 doms. Because
Mhm.
like, I guess, like, I would put myself, I guess, between the 2 more in the dom, which I think I'm probably pretty middle, like, on a Kinsey scale, probably about a 6.5.
Yeah.
Uh, but, like, I think it's way more fun if there's 2 doms.
Mhm.
Yeah, 2 subs, horrible. That's like gotta be the worst sex imaginable. I mean, it's like, whenever you're at a four-way intersection and nobody wants to
Nobody el
go,
yep, that's exactly what
that's
it feels like.
that's gotta be it's like, somebody make a fucking move. Yeah. Yeah. With 2 DOMs, I mean, yeah, that's so, okay, so do you ever get in, like, that mode where it isn't necessarily, like, what the other person's doing, it's like, "Oh, let's just both be DOMs," or do you feel like it needs to be a balance of
No, I think, there have been plenty of times in my sexual encounters that there is a power struggle going on, and that
okay.
is fun too. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
When someone tries to take top and the other person tops and tops and tops, that's when we
Hell
get into
yeah.
the aggressive, like, super intense, passionate, sex, and that I love as
Yeah.
well.
See, that's my thing for sure. Like I mean, again, going back to the like I like the kind of like confident, domineering personality type. Like I like for like both people to have that.
Yeah,
Like yeah, like I don't want to be a submissive person because I'm not a submissive
sure.
person in general,
Yeah.
but I also don't want like it's actually kind of going back to I mean, this is obviously like the far end of it, but when you're talking about that you're not into like degradation or humiliation, to
Yeah.
me, out of any fetish, kink fetish, that's the one I hate the most.
Mhm.
Absolutely hate it. I
Same.
hate any kind of like I don't mind like if there's like a little bit of like physicality, but
Mhm.
like sometimes it borders to where it's like, are you really enjoying this? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like that is one that just no matter who it is, does nothing for me. I
Yeah,
hate seeing
same.
like the woman like in the situation like put into that role.
Mhm.
Oh God. So are there certain like do you have like a no list? Like of things of like this is the shit I'm not doing?
Um, I definitely do.
Mhm.
Like, you're not gonna hit me in any way.
Okay.
But even, like, face slapping, no. That is a no.
Okay.
That is so disrespectful to me, and I
Yes.
expect to be treated like a motherfucking goddess in bed. um, you are lucky you're touching me kind of situation. You're definitely not going to hit me. And
Yeah.
there will be no spitting. Absolutely not. I don't care,
Okay.
even if it's just spitting on my pussy because you need lubrication. Like,
Uh-huh.
get down there and do it sensually. Do
Right,
not
right, right.
spit on me. And then I will not be called a whore or a slut or anything like that. Like, I
Yeah.
expect an air of worship within what is going on.
Right.
And I know that there's tons of people who love that, and that's okay, but I'm not one of them.
Yeah. I don't know that any of those things really do it for me either. Like it's just kind of one of those things where you're just like, "God damn, this is kind of like disrespectful." Like I know it's obviously two people that are agreeing to do it. And in porn it's completely different because it's not real. But I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, that's definitely not something I've ever, like after a night out at Applebee's, like taking someone home and been like, "Hey, like, let me spit in your face real quick." Like, nah,
This doesn't
yeah,
sound very romantic.
yeah, just like slap the hell out of somebody and spit on their forehead. It's like, Jesus, what a way to end the night. Yeah, no, that's yeah, like it's and I'm sure there are a lot of people that in their day to day life, that's what they like, and hey, more power to you. But god damn, I ain't one of them. Yeah, I also have like a thing like I enjoy like funny porn, if that makes sense. Like where the
Yeah.
scenario is just so stupid
Mhm.
and I love it. Like I'm stuck under the bed is the funniest shit in or I saw one the other day, it was like I'm stuck in the washing machine. Or yeah,
Those
yeah,
are
the
so
washer.
popular.
I don't know what it is, but like anytime I see one, I'm like, all right, click. Like, and it might not even be like a like turned on thing. Like I'll just watch it because it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Like this
I
is the
have to I
funniest
enjoy
shit.
it too. Like, it's a
Yeah.
it's a definitely a specific genre. Again, we're talking about art here, and not
Yes.
everything is, to the same end result. Sometimes it's just pure entertainment.
Yeah.
Um, My very first Bang Bros video was mom is sunbathing in a pool float,
I
and
saw. Yeah.
stepson's, like,
Yeah.
reaching, and then he falls in the pool, and, like, I had to bite the inside of my cheek to keep from laughing because,
Yeah.
like, that's totally my kinda humor. I
Yes.
love the Three Stooges kinda stuff.
Oh my
Anytime
god,
someone
me too.
falls or gets hurt, I'm just, like, laughing my ass off, but I had to be,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
mad, because he fell in the pool and got his clothes wet, and
Yeah.
it was so much fun to film, and
Yeah.
Jimmy Michaels did a really great job with that one. He just oh god, he's hilarious, and
Yeah.
I love the cheesy, milfy
Right.
scenarios as well.
Yes. That is like, if I had a go-to, that's it. Like,
Yeah.
yes, like, where it's just so dumb, but, like, I love that shit. Like, I've seen some where it'll be, like, super, like, soap opera-ish, like,
Mhm.
where it's, like, overly dramatic and stuff. I'm like, "Who the fuck is this for? This ain't for me." Yeah, that's amazing. So, like, do you have any, like, funny, like, on sets? Because I feel like people probably don't realize, like, what a porn set is like. Like, they just think that, like, oh, somebody sets up a damn camera on a tripod and there you go, have at it. But, like, your first time on, like, a mainstream set, like, what was that like for you?
I was really nervous. Obviously, it was new. When doing things on the amateur side, it was really just me and my partner setting up a camera and like filming ourselves having sex. There wasn't a whole lot of angles or, all the editing happened afterwards. On a pro set, like you stop a lot for
Yeah.
changing of angles and like sometimes you stop 3 or 4 times while filming to like get pictures along as you're going. So, you know, every guy thinks that they can be a porn star, but that is so not true,
No.
and it really takes a lot of, like, self-discipline and, um, can you get hard, like, 4 or 5 different times in a
Mhm.
2-hour period and hold it even when nothing's happening, and,
Right.
you have to be able to come on command and it was very different than anything that I was used to, and yeah, people do not realize everything that goes into filming, a 15-minute video.
Right.
Um, it's a lot of, okay, cut, and then you don't move because you wanna pick
Mhm.
up right where you left off, and, like, but he's gotta stay hard, and everyone's bustling around you, changing things and maybe fixing your hair, and, you know, it's it's so much fun, but it's
Yeah.
also really hard work, and I think a lot of people like to say, "Oh, you just lay on your back and get fucked and you get paid." Okay, but
Don't
it's
think
also
so.
like Pilates and
Yeah.
it's like
Well, yeah,
there's
and
a lot that goes into it.
yeah, well, you're also positioning your body in angles that, like, you would never do in normal life. Like,
No, you
like,
don't yeah,
those aren't bedroom angles. Like,
no,
yeah, and
exactly.
holding so for, like, let's say a 15-minute video, like, how long are you on set for? Like, do you think, like,
Oh,
for a
I think
15-20 minute video?
I think the average is about 3 hours.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a long time.
And that I mean, I've had days that were more like 6, and then I've had
God.
days where we nailed it, like, first try on all of
Okay.
the scenes, and it was like an hour and a half. So but I think the
So
average is about
even
3
yeah,
hours,
so even, like, nailing it, getting it done quick, like, a speedy, shoot is still an hour and a half.
at least, and then there's
About
for the girl, there's an hour's worth of makeup prior
right,
to
right.
starting, and, there's lighting checks, and there's photos taken. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a day. It's a
That's
day of
that's
work.
a lot.
Yeah.
That I do not think the average person would know that there's that much going into it.
No.
Like, there's no way. Like, because even, like, I mean, I didn't know that I mean, I knew it was obviously it takes longer than, what you're seeing just because it's, video editing and, like, normal shit, but I would never have guessed that it was that long. That is
Mhm.
wild. Yeah,
And
so
if we're talking about, like,
uh-huh.
fucking your partner and fucking on camera, like, you are in one position, and let's say that's cowgirl, for a
Mhm.
long time so they can get, like, wide angle shots, and then they want super up close extreme
Yeah.
POV shots, and, like, the first couple of times I was like, I'm really like, I pride myself on being pretty good at it. And I was like, my legs were sore afterwards. And I was like, this is
Yeah.
more than I thought it was.
Yeah. So, like, what is, like, the most amount of scenes you think you would be able to do in, like, a week?
Um, I think I could Monday through Friday and take the weekend off for
That's
sure.
a lot. I
You
mean,
know,
that is, like, I mean, that's a
it's a long work day, yes.
yeah.
But I'm also coming from a relationship that average fucking 3 times a day. At
God.
least 3 times a day. So, you know,
Amazing. Yeah.
conditioned, your
Yeah.
cardio is conditioned, your body's conditioned, and your pussy's conditioned to,
Yeah.
take it.
So on a like a shoot day, that number's still there? Like, I mean, like, does that include
I'm
that? Or
usually
like
away from my partner on shoot days, so
well, I know, but well, I mean, but not afterwards.
well, yeah, because most of my shooting well, all of my shooting is travel. So I live in Denver, and I'll
Oh,
go to
okay.
Miami, Vegas, LA, um,
Okay,
with
okay.
yeah, it's travel for
That
me.
makes yeah, that makes more sense then. I didn't know if it was like a thing where it's like, "Oh, I'm off limits on these shooting days." Like whenever I'm done, I'm like, "I'm
No.
way too tired to do any." Yeah.
No, actually, my partner came out to Miami one time to visit while I was
Mhm.
out there, and, we would get home and still I love, I
Yeah.
love to fuck. And I
Yeah.
especially love the person that I am, bonded with.
Right. Right.
Um, so, yeah, I can't resist him anyway.
Yeah. See, I think that's another misconception that a lot of people have is like how the fuck are you gonna be able to ever have a good relationship
A
if you're
normal
doing porn?
relationship,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, which and I'm not saying necessarily have like a normal one, because like what the hell really is like a normal relationship? I mean, the
True.
Mormon one might have been a normal relationship because you were barely having sex, and when you did, it was fucking miserable. But
True.
yeah, like I mean, yeah, like I think every guy, or not, maybe not every guy, but a lot of guys think like, oh, it'd be so much fun to date a porn star. I don't think they would ever be able to do it, you know?
Yeah, I can't speak for every woman,
Mhm.
because I've definitely seen, plenty of posts on Twitter and different blogs and things where women just get very turned off from sex after being in this industry. I don't see that ever happening for me. I have an extremely high sex drive. I'm an overtly sexual person in general. But that aside, I don't
Mhm.
think that guys really realize everything that they themselves need to be in order to date someone in this industry.
Right.
Um, Jealousy cannot be, even the slightest factor in a
Yeah.
relationship. Um, because even though this is a job for me, and it would be no different if I was a Hollywood actress who had to, you know, perform and act like I
Mhm.
loved someone,
Mhm.
um, it would be no different. But for a lot of people in their head, it is different just because of the penetration, which to me is bizarre.
I think
Because
that's crazy too, for
yeah,
sure.
it's a sport. Yes. Sometimes I am making love to my partner, and sometimes we are fucking, but I am
Mhm.
always just fucking a co-star. It is a sport.
R
This is
Yeah.
something that you're good at, you're practice at. You
Mhm.
are an actress.
Right.
So, any guy who thinks, "Oh, it's so cool to date a porn star," you better have a lot of your confidence and feelings in check, buddy, because
Yeah.
I can tell you, my biggest fan, my biggest supporter, and my manager is my man. And
Yeah.
not only does he send me off on these business trips with support and love, he's checking in. How is your scene today? Oh my gosh, tell me about it. Like, this is a very solid interaction between the two of us. And I know that it's probably not like that for everyone. And I am pretty
Sure.
lucky.
Oh,
I
yeah.
definitely wish that for all the women in the industry. But when it comes to guys, fantasizing about dating a porn star, I don't think they even understand in the slightest.
No, I wouldn't think so. Like, I've definitely had people who like, guys I know, like, some that I'm friends with who have, like, seen, that I'll, like, do interviews with porn stars, and they're like, "Oh, man, I would love to, like, date a porn star." I'm like, "Ah," like,
But
I
would you?
know yeah, no, I'm like, "I know you. There's not a chance in hell you'd be able to do that.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not saying that I, would either, but like jealousy's a motherfucker for a lot of guys. I mean, girls
Yeah.
too. Like, it's not just a guy thing, but
Yeah.
uh yeah, I mean, to be able to have zero jealousy and to be able, it's not necessarily even just having zero jealousy, to be able to distinguish that like this is work and then I come home and this is like my real world. Like
Yeah.
to be able to distinguish those, I don't think many guys, it's probably like less than 1%. Like
Yeah. I would have
that
to agree with you on that.
yeah, like just to be able to, because it is just acting. Like it's no different than if you were on a fucking like a soap opera.
Yeah.
Actually, in some ways, that's even weirder because they're like making out, which I think like this might sound weird. I think like kissing a co-star is would be harder to deal with than like somebody having sex with you. You know? Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
totally. I think that there's a lot more intimacy in kissing and making out than there is in just, you know, having sex, for sure.
Yes.
And that's something that I stray away from in scenes because of that very reason.
Yeah.
That's something that, you just you wanna be bonded with that person to be that close and staring into
Mhm.
their eyes and, like, yeah, I'll have to agree
Yeah.
with you on that.
Yeah. I think that's actually pretty common for a lot of like what people who are in porn is that they don't like the like kissing is kind of like a limit. Like they're like,
Mhm.
we don't do that. Cause I mean, I don't know if I've ever seen somebody like actually like kissing in a porn. Like not the ones I'm watching. I mean, I'm not saying they don't. I'm sure there are, but like I
Yeah,
can't think of it like any time that I've seen it, which I think that would be the only thing where I'd be like a little bothered by.
yeah,
Like, the sex thing is it's just sex, like, and
yeah,
it's not real, like, in the sense like, I've, used this comparison before, but to me, it's just like professional wrestling. Like, if you're good at it, it looks very real and, the bruises are might be real,
yeah,
but it ain't real. Like, people wrote this shit in a script, like, there's a direct person telling you to make these moves, like, this shit
mhm.
ain't real. It ain't a real fight. Like, that's yeah. Yeah, that is amazing. So do you have, like, a bucket list, like, of things that you would like to try? Like, different types of scenes, fetishes, things like that? Like, in your actual, like, scene like, shooting for scenes.
Yeah. Um, in my personal life, I have tried everything that I want to, seriously.
I figured.
Um
Yeah. I mean, if you're having sex 3 times a day,
Covered it.
you can
Yeah.
knock out some stuff. Yeah.
In filming, I would like to do more fetish filming. I would love to shoot for kink.com. But that's because in general, I'm not a vanilla person.
Mhm.
Even though in the professional porn industry, what I have done so far has been very vanilla. But I
Mhm.
would love to do more kink, more fetish. But for me, like the bucket list is more of a co-star thing than it is
Okay.
necessarily um like an action for sure.
Yeah. So, who would I mean, are there any specific
Oh god,
people?
I did
Or
it.
what?
Yes.
Okay.
Um, this is the only person that I will ever fangirl over,
Okay.
and my whole fan base knows how obsessed I am with Johnny Sins. I will feel like I have arrived as a porn star when I get to scene with Johnny Sins.
Yeah. I
And I
mean,
don't know if you can tell, but I am so
I can
blushing
tell.
right now.
Yeah, yeah. Look, the guy has been a doctor, of a
Everything.
marine, the guy
Yeah,
has done everything. He is an
and
American hero, really, in a lot of ways.
he's
Yeah,
gorgeous. Those
yeah,
eyes, that cock is beautiful too, like, it's just he was born to be a porn star.
yeah, yeah. It's like how Shaquille O'Neal was born to be a basketball player. Like,
Absolutely.
you're
Yep.
7'1" and you're, like, fast and strong, like, what the fuck else is Shaq gonna be working at a goddamn, TGI Fridays? Like,
Exactly.
yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. You ever see those? I mean, I don't know if you ever seen this, but this is fucking hilarious to me. But it's whenever they do those like jumbotron things at sports games, and they'll
Yeah.
always do like a shout out for like a veteran or something. And
Uh-huh.
somebody sent in a picture of Johnny Sins in like the military costume and said like, like like thank you to my cousin who was in Afghanistan. it's, it's him.
I'm gonna have to look this up now
Oh, I
because
think
I
there's
have
more
not
than one. I
oh my
Yeah,
god.
I think it became, like, kind of a trend, and then during COVID, like, when people were, like, first responders, like, saying, like, "My uncle's a doc or my dad's a doctor," like, blah, 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 and all the ones of him dressed as, like, were
Oh
being
my
shown on, like, the
god.
Lakers, like, Staples Center, like a jumbotron. Oh, it's amazing. Human beings, can be pretty shitty, but they can also be just so amazing. Like
Yes. That is, that's fantastic.
Oh, it is. It's the greatest thing ever. Like as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh my God. Cause it's like it's my ideal, like I love fucking with people. I love pranking, like not pranking, that's not the right word, but just doing shit like that.
Yeah, stuff that would
So
make
it's
them
like,
smile,
oh my
not
God,
necess
yeah.
yeah.
So as soon as I saw it, I was like, God, why have I never thought about doing that? This is such a great idea.
That's
Oh
so
my God.
fantastic.
All right. So I got some random questions.
'Kay.
Let's go through. Okay. What game show do you think you would do best on?
Oh, maybe Family Feud.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, wow, Family Feud's a good one.
like,
I
answering really quickly and, like,
Yeah.
getting them out there like that, I think that that would be really a lot of fun.
See, yeah, if I would only go on Family Feud if it was guaranteed that I got to do the last one, whatever that's called, not Fast Money, whatever the one is at the very end
Yeah.
where Steve Harvey puts his giant hand on you and makes you feel uncomfortable. Yeah. Well, Steve Harvey's a strange. I mean, never mind. All right. I don't need to start attacking Steve Harvey. He's been through enough. Um, Yeah, Jeopardy is mine. I love like
Okay.
trivia and just random bullshit.
Yeah,
But
I don't think I would do really well at Jeopardy because I'm not a current events kind of person, like, and I'm really not into, like, geography or politics or, like, a
that would
lot of things would be like, "Nope, I got no idea what you're talking about."
yeah. See, I think I would do good on Wheel of Fortune, but it would be so hard not to just like yell at the other people. Did you watch Wheel of Fortune ever?
Oh, I was raised by my grandmother,
Okay.
so Wheel of Fortune was on every night.
Okay, but I think this might be like a modern problem.
Okay.
Every damn person on Wheel of Fortune immediately buys all the vowels, and
Mm,
it drives me nuts. It's like you just got 400 bucks and you're about to blow all your money guessing an A and an I. It's like keep spinning and get some more money. Like obviously that letter is an A. Like
yeah,
why are you oh my god.
not good strategy.
It I'm sorry I went on a little tangent like that,
That's
but
okay.
it is it has been driving me crazy for years whenever I watch it. Or just the people who like they're missing like one letter and they still can't get it.
Yeah.
Like like Jesus Christ. Like our school system has failed in so many ways. But yeah, that's yeah. All right. What is your favorite unusual smell? So not necessarily unusual, but something that like would never be made into a candle, you know.
Oh,
Example, mine is gasoline.
yeah. Ooh, I
Yeah.
can't stand the smell of gasoline.
Oh my God, I love it, which is probably explains a lot about me. But
All right, this might be a little weird, but if I
all
don't
right.
answer it this way, my partner's gonna be like, "You didn't answer that correctly." And it's gonna be, most definitely, like, a body odor. Like, a
Really?
guy who's dirty and sweaty. I'm just imagining probably from sex, but
Okay.
yeah,
Of
that, like,
course.
raw manly smell.
The
Now,
musk.
some guys do not smell good when they're dirty and sweaty, but mine does.
Yeah.
And, I could just lick his body when he is sweaty.
That is true love. Because boy, do I mean, I don't think I smell good. I definitely feel like I smell pretty bad whenever, I'm in a big son of a bitch, which is probably why I take like 2, sometimes 3 showers a day, so I have a weird thing about, like, just cleanliness. Bit of an
Sure.
OCD thing, which I don't know. I mean, is what
That'd
it
be a good
is.
thing to have.
Yeah, it's better than the alternative, just walking around smelling like an asshole all day. Like 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 the society should thank me that I, have this problem.
More
Yeah,
men should think like you.
thank you. That is the first time anyone has ever said that to me, but, usually the opposite. Like, "God, you need to keep your thoughts right in there." Um, yeah, no, gasoline was always mine, or, like, certain places, like a Lowe's or a Home Depot, like
Ooh,
that
like
smell of wood,
sawdust.
like
Yeah.
the sawdust, the, like, treated wood. Oh, man. I mean, I am not a craftsman by any, stretch of the imagination, but I'll walk in there just to get a whiff and, walk right back out. Like, yeah, that's good stuff. Oh my god. Do you believe in ghosts?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a ghost?
I believe I have.
Would you like to elaborate?
I yeah.
Okay.
So, a very long time ago in a past chapter of my life, I lived
Mhm.
in a very old house. It was built in 1901, and I believe that the original owner of the house still her energy still stays there because I would see a woman walking down the hallway out of the corner of my eye or passing through a room or like I saw this figure a lot.
Uh-huh.
And more powerful than my testimony of this story is when we were doing some renovations in our kitchen, I had a contractor who was at the house while I was at work, and he was moving a gas line. And I got a call at work that there was an emergency at my house, and it was my contractor who was calling me from um, his home, letting me
Uh-huh.
know that he left the house open, doors open, lights on, all of it, because he had thought that I came home early from work because he heard footsteps behind him and someone touched him on his shoulder. And when he turned around to see what he thought was going to be me, there was a woman, an older woman, standing there, and he could see right through her. And he said, he dropped everything. He left the house. He left the freaking doors open and everything. And he never came back to our house to finish the job.
Oh
I
my god.
100% was living with the energy of a past person.
Well, I do not like that. That is oh, like, I don't know if I believe in ghosts. I don't know. Like, whenever somebody tells me like their ghost story, I immediately believe them. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna be one of those people who's like, "Oh, you're full of shit," like, whatever. Now aliens, I will say that. Anytime somebody's ever told me they've seen a UFO, I'm like, "You're out of your fucking mind. You've never seen one. You've seen"
Yeah.
well, I guess by
Seen
definition you did
something.
because you don't know what it was, but,
Right.
like, it was not an alien. But ghosts, like, I kinda wanna believe that they're real, but I also don't. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that is God, that's
My
amazing.
I was having a housewarming party at that very same house, and one someone was at the kitchen sink washing
Mhm.
dishes, and there was a window right in front of the kitchen sink, and she said that she looked up and she saw someone pass behind her and join the party,
Oh, god.
and she came out to welcome that person and make sure, it was a good helping hostess, but
Mhm.
when she got into the dining room, there was nobody there, and
That
that was her
is
again. I'm not the only person who saw my
was that the
ghost.
same house? That was at
Yes.
the same place? Oh my
Same house,
yeah. Oh,
same ghost.
yeah, you had a ghost. Have you ever
Yes.
seen the movie, The Strangers?
No, I haven't.
Liv Tyler? Oh, okay, never mind. Well, anyways, um, watch it if you, have the
Okay.
chance. But, let's see. What is something that instantly relaxes you? Like, or like is kind of like a decompression that you have? So, like, I
Sure.
watch, chiropractor videos, and it just like, people getting their necks popped and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it sends me into like, I've never had
Ooh.
heroin, never tried heroin, I don't know what it feels like, but I imagine it's pretty close to the feeling that I feel whenever I watch people get their backs popped.
That's so weird. You're, like, absorbing the, relaxation through someone else.
Exactly.
Definitely probably, like, a hot bath. Anytime I'm feeling stressed, anxious, um, anything, I can just slip into a hot bath. That soak, it's like a ritual, just, like, all the
Yeah.
tension just leaves your body.
I'm scared to take baths, like hot baths. I feel like I'm worried I'm gonna pass out and drown. Isn't that a crazy fear?
A little bit.
Yeah. Do you have any irrational fears? I feel like all of mine are irrational, and the things that I should be afraid of, not afraid of. Like public speaking, anything like that, like, not afraid of that shit. I'm terrified of grasshoppers, and I'm terrified of fucking taking baths, like, in a bathtub.
Um, spiders are not an irrational fear.
No,
Plenty of
that's not
people
irrational.
are, but I am really afraid of the bathroom in a plane.
Oh, really? Okay.
And I
Hold on,
don't
okay.
like, if I have to go, I start getting anxious because I don't want to go in that tiny little room, and for some
Uh-huh.
reason, something in my head thinks that I can get
Suck.
sucked right out of the plane.
No,
I
I'm
don't know
with you.
why.
I know it is irrational, of course, but, like, I'm with you.
The
I'm with
hole's
you.
only this big, but for some reason,
Yeah.
I think
Oh, that didn't mean anything.
hate it.
I mean, people have been sucked through way smaller. Yeah, that's, wow, yeah, I definitely have that. I have any claustrophobia. I mean, which isn't
Mm.
completely irrational, but sometimes I'm like like an automatic car wash.
Mm.
Ugh, like, I mean, I'll do it just because 'cause I'd rather be terrified for 5 minutes than wash my own car. But like, going through that, there is definitely part of me that's like, "What if this thing breaks down and fills up with water, and that's the end of me?"
Oh
Like,
my
it's
goodness,
yeah,
that's an
I know, I
irrational one
know.
for sure. The
Yeah.
Nutty Putty Cave story really gets to me too. The
Wait,
guy
what is this?
you're gonna have to look this up.
Wait, are you talking about the one in Thailand?
Oh, I don't know where I thought it was here in the United States,
Oh,
but
okay, never mind, never mind. I'm thinking something else.
this guy, I don't know why he was even in this cave, but he, like, crawled in and it started to dip down, and he ended up
Yes, I've seen the picture a million times of, like, the diagram of, like, what his body was positioned. Oh my god.
yeah.
That I have a huge fear that I'm gonna wake up buried alive again. I think I just have too strong of an imagination, and I grew up reading a lot of Edgar Allan Poe stories,
No more
and
caffeine for you.
yeah, oh, I that definitely that should have been gone a long time ago, but, yeah, just any confined,
Yeah,
like, there's no,
same.
like, animal like snakes,
Mm-mm.
anything like that doesn't bother me, but boy, like a confined space, dying in my sleep, there's one. Boy, I'm kinda bringing the mood down. Alright, so sorry. If you could I feel like I already know the answer to this question. Do you eat fast food? There's no
No.
way. There's no way. Okay. Huh. If
I
you
do
could
not like to exercise, and so I do not do things that don't help me stay smaller without
that's
having to do too much work.
okay. Well, if you could make any food 0 calories, so you can eat as much as you want, nothing happens to you, what would it be?
Oh, it'd have to be ice cream.
Okay. What's your go-to ice cream flavor?
Mint chocolate chip.
Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah. I almost just married you for a second. Jesus, mint chocolate chip is
It's so good.
it bothers me so much when people say that they hate it because 'cause they're like, "Oh, you might as well eat toothpaste."
Oh
Bitch,
my
it
gosh.
doesn't taste like fucking toothpaste.
It does
And
not taste
also
like toothpaste.
I'll eat toothpaste. I don't give a shit. Tastes pretty
My
good.
my partner is exactly that guy. He says it's nothing but
Really?
frozen toothpaste, and it's like, "No,
No, it
it's
isn't.
so
It
good."
doesn't it's not even close to the same thing. Now, I
Nope.
will say, like, have you ever had, like, a York peppermint patty? You know?
Mhm.
Now that might actually be toothpaste. I am not convinced that they aren't just squeezing some toothpaste right into a piece of chocolate. But yeah, mint chocolate chip's amazing. Or like Ben& and Jerry's, anything that really just
I really
yeah,
love any ice cream, but mint
yeah.
is just my favorite, and recently I was, introduced to blueberry waffle cone or blueberry waffle, something anyways, it has, like,
What is
maple
this?
swirl in it with blueberry ice cream and little
God,
chunks of,
that's
like, waffle cone in it. Oh
oh
my
my
god, it's
god.
so good. Yeah,
Yeah.
I wish I could live on ice cream and not have to suffer the
Yeah.
consequences of cardio.
That's I know. I'm with you. I think, like, either pizza or cheesecake is mine. I'm a big, like, yeah, cheesecake really.
I'm from Chicago, so pizza is kinda like I'm an
Oh my
expert in
god.
pizza.
Well, not really, because 'cause you're from Chicago, and that's not goddamn pizza. But, I mean,
Are you the one of the ones that thinks says it's lasagna?
oh, one of the ones. It is 90 to 1
Okay.
that
Deep dish is only one kind of pizza from Chicago.
well,
We do
then
have pan
why
pizza.
is it the only one that anyone talks about? Is
I don't
this thick
know.
ass hunk of fucking cheese and sauce that is not pizza.
It's inverted. I know, and it's not my favorite pizza either. I like thin crust or regular pan crust, but pizza in
Okay.
general, that'd be second on my list. If it could
Pizza,
have
yeah,
no calories, I'd be so
yeah.
happy.
That's no, pizza for sure.
Now, will you put pineapple on your pizza?
No, 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 no. I you know, I don't believe that there should be a dictatorship. Um, but if there was, and I somehow became a dictator,
Oh,
I would look through the phone records of Pizza Hut, Domino's, everything, found the people who ordered pineapple pizza. You no longer live here. Like,
no.
that's like, yeah, they are going into a work program. Like,
Oh my
so, I mean,
goodness.
not like not full on, I mean, I'm just mean for like a week,
Oh,
do
okay.
something productive, like clean up trash,
Rehabilitation.
yes, yes, a rehabilitation where there's like my voice on megaphones going around telling them, you will not eat pineapple, you will not eat pineapple a million times a day. Um, yeah, no,
Okay.
it is an abomination. So I hope, I mean, you're not one of them. Oh
I
no.
love a Hawaiian pizza.
Um,
Oh my gosh, or barbecue chicken
oh,
pizza.
barbecue chicken's great. Barbecue chicken's great. I'm with you on that. But pineapple pizza, wow. I hate to say, I'll give you. You know what? I'll give you like a 2 day heads up. So you,
Okay.
so you can get your shit and get out. Yeah, that's. Oh my
All over
god.
pizza toppings.
I mean, it's you got to draw the line somewhere.
We
That's
have talked about everything. This is
yes, yes. It is. This has been quite a conversation. I've enjoyed it thoroughly.
yes.
Um, so yeah, we are at the hour mark. So gonna let you go. This has been amazing. So again, plug, promote, where can people find you? All that good stuff.
My Twitter, definitely follow me on Twitter. That's where we can post the most spicy stuff. Goddess Cat Marie. Otherwise, my website, theworldofgoddesscat.com, will lead you to all of my links, including my porn, my fan sites, my other social media, and all the rest of the questions that you want answered.
Hell yes. Uh any last words before we go? Anything you hope for the future? You know, your thoughts on the war? I don't know. I mean,
You know, the
anything.
one thing that I'm encouraging everyone who meets me is just to realize that you may think that your kink or your fetish makes you really weird or strange, but everybody has something that they don't want others to know about because they think that they're going to be judged for it. And just be yourself. It is the most freeing and liberating thing is to just don't hold back.
That is Jesus Christ. That is beautiful. That was a hell of a way to end it because
Oh,
it was getting a little dark for a second. So thank you for bringing it back up. Well,
you're so welcome.
all right. So until next week, goodbye.